What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to Touchdown Kingdom. We're super excited to bring you yet another predictions video, this time for Week 12. Let's get right into it. Our first matchup of the week is an NFC North showdown between the Packers and the Lions. The Packers are coming off of a nice win over the Chargers, but are underdogs for a reason against a Lions team that they already lost to earlier this season. Packers quarterback Jordan Love had one of his better games of the year, throwing for over 300 yards and a pair of touchdowns, but the Lions have now won 3 in a row, and it feels like they're due for a fourth at home against their division rival. I like the Lions to have a big day offensively and come out on top 27-17.
BetUS, America's favorite sportsbook, where you can bet on everything anytime. Sportsbook, casino, horse racing, live betting, and more. We have the best bonuses in the industry. That's right, get a 125% sign-up bonus. And to celebrate our 30-year anniversary, we are giving up to 30 risk-free bets, a truck, Super Bowl tickets, and more. Don't miss out. Play smart. Join now. BetUS, where the game begins.
Up next, we have the Commanders at the Cowboys. Last week, Washington once again dropped the ball to the Giants, a team they just can't figure out how to beat. Now they find themselves outmatched against a way superior Cowboys team, and it's once again looking like a lost season for the Washington Commanders. They've already lost some of their best pieces to trades, and I expect more changes to come as the season winds to a close. Give me the Cowboys at home, 30-13. Next, we have the 49ers at the Seahawks. The Niners are coming off of a solid win over the Bucs, and the Seahawks lost by only 1 point to the Rams. The Seahawks have a very good defense, but their offense has proved to be inconsistent with Geno Smith leading the way at quarterback. They are playing at home this week, and Seattle is a notoriously difficult place for road teams, but I like the Niners to come out on top. Brock Purdy has had a 2-game stretch of very good play, and although it might be a closer contest than some might expect, I have the Niners winning 23-20. Moving on to the Dolphins at the Jets. The Dolphins narrowly beat the Raiders by a score of 20-13. They would have liked to score more points against the Raiders' defense, but a win is a win, and they're surely feeling good about their chances against the Jets, who have now lost 3 in a row. Fans have been begging for a quarterback change for a while in New York, and it finally came this week when Zach Wilson was benched for third stringer Tim Boyle. Boyle is the confirmed starter for Friday afternoon's matchup against Miami, and although it doesn't take much to be better than Zach Wilson, I don't like the Jets' chances of competing with the Dolphins' offense. Give me Miami 24-12. Up next, we have the Jags at the Texans. The Jaguars are coming off of a dominant win over the Titans, while the Texans managed to squeeze out a win of their own, although under completely different circumstances. Quarterback CJ Stroud had potentially the worst game of his young career, throwing for 3 interceptions. But he also managed to throw 2 touchdowns and still found a way to win yet another game to advance to 6-4 on the year. The Jaguars will be a tough challenge for the Texans defense to contain, but in a division matchup like this one, anything can happen. Give me the Texans at home over the Jags, 23-21. Moving on to the Buccaneers at the Colts. The Colts won their previous 2 games before enjoying their bye week and have a good chance to win at home against this weak Buccaneers team. The Bucs are sitting at 4-6 and can only get so far with Todd Bowles at head coach and Baker Mayfield at quarterback. Changes are probably coming in the near future for Tampa Bay, and although the Colts are just an average team at 5-5, I like them to get a win at home. Colts win 21-18. Next up, we have the Patriots at the Giants. The Giants are coming off of a feel-good win over the Commanders, a win that their players and coaching staff desperately needed. Fans might not be so happy about it, as they're already fantasizing over which quarterback they'll be taking with a top pick in next year's draft, but this was a great win for the Giants. Quarterback Tommy DeVito had a gutsy 3 passing touchdowns and led his team to a solid victory. I definitely think the Giants have the ability to upset the Patriots this week, as they stay in their home stadium for a second straight game. Lots of people are calling this game the Tankathon, as both teams are supposedly trying to tank for a top draft pick, but somebody's got to come out on top, and I think it'll be the Giants. Giants win 22-20. Up next, we have the Panthers at the Titans. The Panthers are a complete mess. They're 1-9 and would have a top pick in next year's draft, but they traded their first rounder to the Chicago Bears and are stuck with Bryce Young at quarterback, at least for the immediate future. The rookie quarterback has had a super rough season, and head coach Frank Reich looks like he's in over his head once again. The Titans are also one of the weaker teams in the league, but if they can't beat the one-win Panthers at home, they shouldn't even show up for the rest of the year. Titans win 20-14. Alright guys, just wanted to quickly remind you to please like the video if you're enjoying it, subscribe if you're new so you can stay up to date on all of our content, and as always, most importantly, please comment your predictions down below. Getting right back into the video, we're moving on to the Steelers at the Bengals. The Steelers found a way to lose to Dorian Thompson-Robinson and the Browns this past week. Their offense continues to be completely lackluster, and their defense couldn't bail them out like usual. They're only 1-point favorites to the Bengals, who just lost Joe Burrow for the rest of the year. Still sitting in last place in the division and now without a quarterback, the season is pretty much wrapped up for Cincinnati. But the AFC North is a crazy division and anything is possible. The Bengals definitely have a chance to win, but I think TJ Watt is going to force a few big mistakes out of quarterback Jake Browning. Give me a Steelers win 17-16. Moving on to the Saints and the Falcons. Both teams had their byes last week and are rested up in preparation for this NFC South matchup. Both teams have also shown the ability to score points, but are not consistent enough from week to week to be labeled great offenses. This game could really go either way, but I like the Saints defense to ultimately force some mistakes out of Taylor Heineke and get the W 23-20. Alright, next up we have the Rams at the Cardinals. The Cardinals have been competitive throughout most of the season, but still only have 2 wins to show for it. Now they have an opportunity to win against the Rams, who look good one week and fall flat the next. For that reason, they're a very hard team to analyze, but one thing is certain, they have more talent than the Cardinals. Rams get the win 19-17. Up next, we have what should be a fun matchup between the Buffalo Bills and the Philadelphia Eagles. After losing a few in a row, the Bills bounced back and embarrassed their division rivals, the New York Jets, by a score of 32-6. Josh Allen looked good, and their rushing attack was consistent and borderline dominant throughout the entire game. They'll be facing a huge challenge against the Eagles, who still only have 1 loss on the year and most recently beat the defending Super Bowl champs, the Kansas City Chiefs. Factor in the Eagles playing at home, and I like Philly to keep the ball rolling and get another W this week. The Bills' offense is far too inconsistent, and the Eagles' defense is more than capable of shutting Josh Allen down. Eagles get the win 25-21. Moving on to the Kansas City Chiefs at the Las Vegas Raiders. The Chiefs once again took an L, and this time it was to Philly, who they saw in last year's Super Bowl. The Chiefs are still a good football team, but they've proven this year that they can be beat. Their offense is simply not the same without a star player like Tyreek Hill, and Patrick Mahomes needs some help outside of Travis Kelce. The Chiefs' wide receivers lead the league in dropped passes, and they'll need to do their jobs and catch the ball if they expect to beat Las Vegas' defense, which features motor Max Crosby. The Raiders definitely have a chance to make this a close game, but there's no comparison between a guy like Patrick Mahomes and a guy like Aiden O'Connell. The Chiefs should definitely take care of business, 24-17. Up next, we have the Browns at the Broncos. The Broncos are on an impressive 4-game win streak after an abysmal start to the season. Russell Wilson is starting to show shades of his old self, and although it might not bear fruit this year, the pairing of Wilson and head coach Sean Payton could still work out in the future. The Browns have found ways to win all season long thanks to their incredible defense and consistently good running game. Even without Deshaun Watson, they find ways to get it done, and I expect them to get another win this week over Denver. Browns win 24-20. Up next, we have the Ravens at the Chargers. The Chargers can't get out of their own way since beating the Jets 3 weeks back. They need to go out and find themselves a new head coach, one that can manage the team and get the most out of Justin Herbert and the offense. On the flip side, the Ravens are coming off of a great division win over the Bengals, and they'll need to pick up another one to cement themselves as frontrunners in the AFC. I think they'll do just that. Give me the Ravens 27-23. And finally, our last matchup of Week 12 is an NFC North showdown between the Bears and the Vikings. The Vikings are coming off of an upsetting loss to the Broncos, a game that they probably should have won. They had 3 timeouts and plenty of time on the clock at the end of the game to just get into field goal range, and they fell way short. They'll be hungry for a rebound win and will have a good opportunity to get one against a Bears team that continues to struggle on both sides of the ball. Give me the Vikings at home 21-17. All right, everybody, that's going to do it for another video here on Touchdown Kingdom. Thank you so much for watching. As always, please like the video if you enjoyed. Don't forget to subscribe so you can stay up to date on all of our content that we always have coming out. And most importantly, don't forget to leave your comments and your predictions in the comments below. Thank you guys so much, and we'll see you in the next video. Peace.